our focus is a young Cree man born in Shamattawa, Manitoba.
Today we are presenting a speaker who is Michael Champagne.
We do have some special guests here with us today. We have Brother Michael Champagne. He's a steel worker. He has also been very involved recently in what has been going on in his community up on Selkirk Avenue.
My name is Michael Redhead Champagne. What I do is I get to talk to young people such as yourselves. I'm originally from a Northern First Nation. I'm originally from a place called Shamattawa Cree Nation. But when I was born, my family was not able to take care of me. I was put into something called Child and Family Services. I moved around to a few foster homes, but by the time I was 4, I was able to actually get adopted. That means one of the families that I was able to be placed with said to me, "Michael, you're awesome. We want you to be part of our family forever." So, lucky for me, I got to become part of the Champagne family. As leaders, there's a very important lesson we have to learn about how to ask for help. But there are 3 things about help that I want you to know. Step 1, recognize when you need help. Once you do that, now the second thing becomes important. That's asking for help. And then that leads to the third thing, accept the help. As a leader, you must learn to work cooperatively with many different people, because no one person can change the world by themselves. And as much as I believe in each of you as individuals, I know that if all 200 of us work together, we can make some big things happen. We can change our communities. We can make sure that people that are isolated and don't have opportunities can see our example. I'm driven by the potential that I see for amazing gifts to be shared from the young people in my community to the rest of the world. And I see that the rest of the world is in desperate need of simple things like hopefulness, empathy, and compassion. And I see that through the leadership of young people in my community and would like to celebrate that as much as possible. And so the work I do today is all aimed at trying to empower young people, especially children, to take control of the things that they can take control of and use their example and their own leadership as a beacon of hope for their peers, their relatives, their neighbors.
Heyo! Oh, you could do better than that, you guys. Repeat after me, say, Heyo! There we go, that's so much, there's the energy, I feel it. Heyo, what is that? That's Aboriginal Youth Opportunities. This is a youth-led, youth-driven, idea-based anti-gang. And this group came to light, came into existence because us as young people were not feeling heard. Myself and a group of other young people, primarily from the North End, were working within Aboriginal organizations, community groups, our own workplaces, and we got to a point where we felt like we were not being heard. And so in March of 2010, I asked 24 young people that I had gotten to know over the years, growing up in the North End, working as a youth worker, working as a community youth worker, and being able to connect with young people as a tutor, as a mentor. And they came to Thunderbird House. And at Thunderbird House, I shared with them a few different opportunities. And at the end of our gathering, I said, all right, guys, now what? We all came together. We talked a little bit about what we can do in the future. Now what? And they said, Michael, this can't be a one-off. We can't just come together one time for you to give us opportunities. We need to be a group. And if we stand together, we can be heard.
What we've been trying to do with Aboriginal Youth Opportunities is we bring people together to volunteer. Ain't nobody get paid for Aboriginal Youth Opportunities ever. We ask people to do work for the heart, from the heart. And we want everyone who comes to the AYO activities, like Meet Me at the Bell Tower, to know that the helpers that are organizing this event are organizing this event because they care and not because they're getting a paycheck. The children are watching, and that's what we want to remember. We want to remember that as much as it gets difficult sometimes for us to do this work, or we get discouraged because we see racism, or we feel discriminated against, or the assignment is too hard, or my experiment didn't work this time. Whatever our challenge is, it's really important for us to remember that the children are watching. Those kids need us. And those kids aren't going to be able to ask you all for help. And so because they're not able to ask you for help, I'm here today asking you on their behalf. And so we need everyone. This is why I do the work that I do. We need everybody. So we need everyone to take their gift and share it voluntarily, and then the world will be a better place. That's it. You know, world peace, that's all. Arrows is our youth engagement strategy, and we use it to build all of our ideas. So the A of Arrows is access. So that means if I'm going to offer something to you, I got to think about accessibility. That means I wouldn't give this presentation to students of MITT, you know, at my place in the North End, because you guys aren't there. That's not accessible. You can't all fit in my place. So in order to be accessible, I came here to you. Now, I want to just emphasize that was very difficult, and I went to 2 other buildings before I got here. Okay? So I made it. But access is very important. But access to what? Access to the resource. All right, so all of us have a gift. So what is your resource? Perhaps your resource is your knowledge. Perhaps your resource is your example. Perhaps your resource is maybe you actually have like real resources like food, you know? Now, once you have access to resources, that enables the whole point of Arrows. The whole point of this strategy is something that's going to make you successful in life, not just in projects. Relationships. Relationships, 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 relationships. If you all happen to get amnesia and forget every single thing that I said to you today, please remember this. Programs do not change people. Relationships change people. And the whole point of getting access to resources, or getting other people access to your resources, is to build healthy and strong relationships. But once you build a relationship, what that enables you to do is to create a relevant opportunity. So all of you sitting here today is an opportunity, right? To learn, to be part of a community, to expand your knowledge, to connect with new people. This is an opportunity. The opportunity, you'll know what types of opportunities to offer people once you have a relationship with them. It's hard to know the details of what types of opportunities should be there if you don't actually know people. And once those opportunities are created, well, we have to make sure that we maintain this concept of welcomeness. We must always be welcoming. People have to know that they're welcome when you offer them opportunities, welcome to try new things, welcome to make mistakes, welcome to be themselves, welcome to ask questions, welcome to be silly if they want to, just welcome. And so once you kind of are able to create that environment or that attitude, that allows you to get to the S, which is the support. Support is the day when I've built you guys up so much that you don't need me. And you can live your life independently. But it doesn't mean I'm going away. It doesn't mean I disappear. It just means I'm going to be watching you as a supporter. And if you need me, I will be there as a support to you. But the support emphasizes independence. We want to support people into independence so that we don't create a bunch of people that have to rely on us disproportionately. We want people to be independent.
What is the difference between AO and Meet Me at the Bell Tower?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that, Michael. So, AO, Aboriginal Youth Opportunities, is the group of people that initiated the Bell Tower movement. It wasn't just me by myself. I work with a group of young people from the North End called AO, Aboriginal Youth Opportunities. So these young people have been involved with me since March of 2010 or before, and they organize a bunch of different stuff based on what they're good at and based on what they're interested in. And so what happens is those young people we've been working together for a while. That is the group of people that got pissed off and angry in mid-November because we were like, I'm so sick of burying the people I love! No more funerals! No more shootings! Ah! And all these crazy things because it sucks having to deal with it. And so that group of people decided we need to do something, and Meet Me at the Bell Tower was the answer. So now we hold this event called Meet Me at the Bell Tower, and yes, the leadership happens generally from AO members, but now Meet Me at the Bell Tower has already become a community initiative.
TY, as I thank you in advance. We gotta work together, gotta give our kids a chance, a real chance, not like brothers on TV. Opportunity should be the new reality. We're all the role models, who should they look up to? Recognize the problem if you can't say you. Each and every one of us, we all make choices, and actions speak louder than voices.
I came here to tell you about my favorite classroom, about a place where I learn, a place where I feel safe, a place where I can laugh, a place where I can ask questions, and a place where I am both student and teacher at the same time. My favorite classroom is on the corner of Selkirk and Powers, Friday nights at 6 o'clock. It's called Meet Me at the Bell Tower. And it's an initiative that began in November of 2011 as a youth-led response to the violence that was happening in and around our community. Indigenous youth leaders came together and said enough. No longer will we have family reunions in the funeral home. No longer will our class be getting together after the learning is done at the hospital.
We say enough's enough, is it time to break the silence? Listen to the kids, they're saying please.
Stop the violence.
If we can't do it for ourselves, let's do it for the kids. We don't wanna see them in the streets or doing bids. We gotta take some action, it's time to organize. The power of community is based on bonds and ties. Let's have some conversation, come on, break the silence. Shouts to KRS, stop the violence.
And so we got together and we said, all right guys, this sucks, what are we gonna do about it? And they said, well, obviously we have to stop the violence that's happening in the community. So let's get the community together. I'm sure everybody will want to stop the violence too. And on November 18th, 2011 was supposed to be the first event. Now we didn't want to just meet at a random street corner. We wanted to meet at a landmark, something that would be able to create the hope that we wanted our neighbors and our relatives to feel. And so there was this abandoned bell tower right on Selkirk Avenue in Powers. And it's crazy because we thought that was going to be it, that one rally. But then 1 week later, they said, we don't want to wait for another one of our kids to get hurt before we come together again as a community. We don't want to wait for another violent incident or another suicide or something negative that brings us out. Let's just get together next week. And the next week, over 100 people came to that bell tower gathering, November 25th, 2011.
Stop the violence, bell tower! And if they don't hear us, if you
So be the change that the people need to see. Be the change that you know you can be. If it sounds like I'm talking to you, that's because I am. You know that you should, and I know that you can. Any age can do it, any gender, sex too. You know how to make a change, but I guess it's up to you.
What I really want to show you, what I'm so crazy excited about, is here's my balcony. How do I get out? Here's my balcony, and there's the view. Here I am in Barbados, looking out my balcony, about to make a presentation to Princess Anne. How did this happen? I don't know, but I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm repping Winnipeg, repping Shamattawa, repping Canada. Oh yeah.
Some nights I wake up cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Although I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know. Oh, 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 this is it, boy, this is war. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for already? We play great. We're just clapping. We don't know lyrics. Come and jack my style. But that's alright. I'm over in my bed tonight.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here I am in the green room at Count Me In. Don't know what's gonna happen here. It's pretty crazy, but there's lots of food. Oh boy, I'm gonna have some healthy food this morning, make some good decisions before I go out onto the stage. I look forward to seeing you guys all in the live stream. Make sure you check it out. I'll be on stage at 10:48. It's a good time. Count me in.
I know someday this will all turn around because
Is that a little louder, man? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I need to celebrate. Let's cut the cake. I'm here with Catherine and my homeboy Blake. And I'm rapping much better than Drake. And I'm so not fake, I'm so real. And this